Hi and welcome. I'm ZN Solo 101 with another Minecraft tutorial. Need a furnace upgrade? Looking for something automatic and you like easy redstone? I'll be going over how to build this simple furnace to help speed things up. So let's jump into it. Okay, first of all, to get started, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need 8 chests. This build takes 33 hoppers. I would suggest actually going 6 more hoppers on top of this. So like 39 would be alright. But we're just going to do this one a small one. And we need 6 furnaces, 12 redstone dust, 2 repeaters, 2 comparators, 2 redstone torches. Now we need 2 levers, 18 building blocks, and we just need some fuel to test the furnace and some blocks to test the fuel on, so we're just going to use cobblestone and coal for this here build. This here furnace is not going to be a very small one. It's going to be a mid-size and expandable. We're going to make this one here 6 furnaces, which is not enough to do a full dub at one time without jamming up. There is a problem with it jamming if you use too much. So first we're going to lay our 3 double chests or 6 chests and put our hoppers going into the back of them. From here we're just going to put the furnaces just right on top of them. This isn't going to be good for experience at all. There's going to be no way to get experience for it. Alright, after that we're going to put hoppers on the bottom and hoppers on the top. Now this is going to be an all hopper design because I do not like rails or moving carts in my build. I just absolutely think it's noisy and I'd rather have broken redstone than that. So we're going to build redstone ones instead. And I have a fix for it right here. Okay, now we want to go here and place these blocks like this. So we can, now from here what we want to do is aim the hopper into this here block right here. We're going to need that there. It's a very crucial part for the next step. So on this here top one, instead of 6, we're actually going to put 7. That's to put the chest on for your cobblestone. And we're going to do the same down here for your coal. So make sure it's aiming into that block right there. And then come out. This one here, instead of 6, 7, this one here is going to be 8. So that we can reach it at the same, oops, that was an accident, I swear. So it'll be right there. So one's for the coal, one's for the cobblestone or whatever you're putting in it. Okay, now we want to come up here, break this block, break this block. Need to add some more back in. Those were just temporary blocks. Alright, from here, we want to make sure that we put our comparators to check the hopper. So first thing that the hopper gets a little bit of power in it, it'll power that block. Now from here, we want to put our redstone torch on the side of the block that this is going to power. We want to do this both top and bottom. I'm going to break these temporary blocks out so that it looks like this. So comparator block with a redstone torch on the side that the redstone's going to go down. And then we're just going to put the blocks down the side here. And a repeater. Now this here furnace, because you use a repeater just exactly like this here, can go at least 14 spaces. So you don't have to build it just as 6. This is just, unless you have a lot of hoppers and a lot of iron, this is as big as I would make it, because this is gonna keep up with if you're only taking an inventory worth back at a time. So I think this is big enough, and maybe 2 more. 2 bigger. If you're gonna fill that double chest every single time, you definitely want it to be a little bit bigger, or you want to make sure that you come back and check it, because there is a way to turn it on and off so that you don't have to worry about things getting stuck in the hopper. Alright, so you're making sure all the redstone's lit up. Make sure it's already on. If it's not on, you did something wrong. You'll have to go back and double check it. Make sure that the hopper is going into the comparator is going into the block, and the comparator's touching the block. Make sure that there exact block has the torch on it, so that when it powers up, it'll turn the torch off, and when the torch turns off, this will blink and let the items fall down one at a time. So this is a way to evenly distribute your resources to the furnace. And to see this in motion, let's just add some coal. So when it gets to the end, it'll let them all down. And this here will evenly distribute the coal. So there should be 2, now 3, now 4 in every single one of them. And it'll work the same for the stone as well. So we're just going to put those in there. This will do quite a bit at one time. I think a double chest didn't take me very long. I didn't time it, but it wasn't an hour. So this should take care of all of your resource needs. And the problem I have with it is, when this here is done, this redstone stays on and powers these here. So when all of this here is done, I'll just wait and show you. They'll get stuck in this hopper right here. To fix that, what we want to do is go all the way over to the end, and the exact block that has the torch on the side of it, put a lever. Make sure each one's got a lever. This is so when all of the resources are done. See, this is all done now. Okay, it let everything down. Perfect. One's stuck there, because it didn't have enough power at the right time. So to fix that, now that the coal is distributed, you turn it off so that the hoppers will continue to suck the coal down into these, and that fixes the problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this here back on, and I'm going to put a little bit more coal in it. 64 more. So it's the same with the stone one. It will leave 1 or 2 blocks. So if you overfill it, like the furnaces can only hold a 64 stack. So you have 6 stacks that you can put in all at one time. So only 6 stacks for 6 furnaces. And what will happen if you put more than that in, if you put 7 or 8 stacks, you'll have some get caught up here. And if that happens, if it fills all of these hoppers solid full, the next step, well, it'll come here and it'll turn this one here on and suck all of the items down right away, and it'll just stay on. We can just click this and the items will continue to fall down. But you have to make sure that it's done dispersing, putting them out evenly, to make sure that they all have 64 in them, and the hopper underneath them has as many as it's going to have as well, so that it's evenly distributed. Before you click this button, make sure all of that there blinking is done. And this is a pretty easy redstone build. I would build it all in one chunk by clicking F3 and G. You can see that I built just a little bit outside the chunk. I didn't check before it, but just a note to take is sometimes when you're loading in and out of chunks, it breaks some redstone. A few versions of Minecraft had this problem, and by clicking F3 and G, you can see if you're in a chunk or if you're building outside of a chunk. And I would suggest using this for your builds so that you can keep it all together, so you don't have to worry about breaking your redstone. If it is still a problem, it was in 112.2, and I'm just making sure that I mention it to everybody to make sure that you build this in the inside of a chunk so that it's not overlapping. If you build this, don't build it any longer than a full chunk. If you do, you're going to have problems if you're loading in or out, or if you're too far away that the last chunk won't update. So I would just build it in a solid chunk, build it no longer than 14, or you're going to come into a few problems with being outside of chunks, which may not be a big issue, but I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. So that's it for this easy build. These are optional. This is just a fix I found for this here broken redstone. It pushes all of the items through, and if you overfill it, it does build up here first and keep this one here on so that it'll drop down a lot of the items. but just flicking that lever fixes the problems after the items are dispersed. Distribute it evenly between the furnaces. And it does a pretty good job. All of them should be done at the exact same time. So it does a stack in just, what, 2 minutes? A minute? Not very bad at all. If you're looking for something with a little bit more action, you can catch me live on Twitch Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 11 AST. If you're interested in checking me out on Twitch, I do quite a bit of live gameplay, mostly a little bit faster paced games, FPS shooting games. And, well, that's about it for me today. If you like or found this here video helpful, hit the thumbs up and get subscribed for more content. And thanks for watching.